Hello there everyone, and welcome to another edition of Starry Skies, the magazine programme that tells you all about what you can see in the night sky in this festive month of December.
Hey.
I'm Mark Hardacre.
And I'm Steve Tonkin. So what can we see this month, Mark?
Well, it's going to be a very busy month, so we better crack on. We've got lots to talk about this month.
Oh, haven't we just?
Let's
yes.
start with Orion, shall we?
Yeah, high in the evening sky, and it's absolutely lovely in the southeast.
Yeah.
Unmissable. It's one of the very few constellations, I think, that everybody can easily recognise.
Yeah, that famous belt, the three brilliant white stars in a line, very well known, very easy to find. And above them and to the left, as you look at the belt, is the bright orange star Betelgeuse, massive red giant.
And you can call it Betelgeuse if you want to.
Yes.
Like everyone will know what you're talking about.
A massive star, so big that its atmosphere would stretch out beyond Mars if it was where the sun is. And then below the belt and to the right, twinkling much closer to the horizon, is that brilliant sapphire white Rigel.
Oh, yes. And I also like the one top right. Well, it's my granddaughter's favourite star.
Oh.
Her name is Bella. And the star is called Bellatrix.
Bellatrix.
But it's not Bella from beautiful, it's Bella from belligerent, warlike.
And nothing to do with Harry Potter. There's a Bellatrix in Harry Potter, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
So you've got two stars there. You've got Betelgeuse, which is rather cool, so it's reddish, with a surface temperature of only 3,300 degrees Celsius.
Chilly.
Well, yeah, fairly cold. Whereas Rigel is 12,000 C. That's why it's blue-white, right?
That's right.
And our sun, just as a comparison, yellowish-white sun, well, it's not really yellowish-white, it's mainly white, has a surface temperature of about 5,500 degrees.
Yeah.
So we talked all about star colours last month, didn't we?
We did, yeah. And but you've got these perfect examples in Orion, so...
Really easy. And easy to find. Have a look out south in the evening, southeast in the evening during December, all the way through Christmas you'll be able to see it.
And if you want to see something really interesting, you follow the line of the belt down to the left, and you get to a really bright star, which is Sirius. And when that's near the horizon, it twinkles enormously, but not only that, it flashes different colours.
Yeah. It's like starlight passing through a prism, which is what it is.
Exactly what it is.
It's passing through the thicker layers of the atmosphere, which act as a prism. Anyway, best time to go stargazing in December, of course, is when there's no moon. And the new moon for this month occurs just before Christmas, on the 20th of December. So those binoculars and telescopes that Santa brings, you'll be able to take them out under a dark, moonless night just after Christmas.
Lovely.
Full moon is this week, so the 4th of December. And that waning moon, as it passes then from full to half and back to crescent, will be seen in the evening and through the night as it rises later and later in the east. Yeah. Now, what happens on the 4th of December, there's something really quite interesting. You might have to get up early for it, but the full moon will pass directly in front of the Pleiades cluster.
Aha.
So, yeah, you can only really see it with a pair of binoculars, can't you, Dr.
Oh,
Binoculars?
yeah, easily see the Pleiades in binoculars. And there's not just 7 of the 7 sisters. There are, if you've got something like halfway decent 10 by 50s, you'll see 40 of the 7 sisters.
Lovely. And this will happen on the early morning of Thursday, the 4th of December, around about 3 o'clock in the morning. So you've got to be up pretty early to see it. But the moon will slowly pass in front of the 7 sisters. And I think it's fascinating to watch as the stars approach the moon. They're there. And then suddenly, boom, gone. Yeah. Vanish instantly.
Yeah.
Why is that then?
Well, there's no fading out at all. It's because the stars are so far away that they are effectively, as far as we can discern them without... Even with quite big telescopes, actually, they are literally just points. And a point basically has no extent. And so when the limb of the moon goes over it, it just, boom, gone.
Gone in a flash. And it really is instantaneous. It goes from star being there to suddenly not being there. And, that used to be a useful way of calculating the distance of the moon. We don't need that anymore these days, but that's how we used to calculate distances to the moon in years gone by. Well, while we're close to the Pleiades in the sky, Steve, isn't this a good month to look out for Uranus?
Oh, yes, because it's very easy to find from the Pleiades.
Yep.
It's literally just below it.
We've put a map of how to do so on the various websites and Facebook pages and so on. But basically, if you can find the Pleiades in that dark cloudless, moonless sky, with your binoculars, move your binoculars down a bit, that's south, and a whisker to the left, that's a bit to the east, and you'll find a line of 3 stars. They look like stars, more or less the same distance apart, and the one on the left of those 3 stars is Uranus. Not much to see, to be fair, right?
Not in binoculars. You need quite a large telescope. You need to magnify quite a lot to see a lot of it.
Yeah.
But with our little smart scopes that people have been getting, people have now been able to image not just Uranus, but its moons.
Yeah. In fact, I've done that with my C-Star S50. If you want to buy one for Christmas, they're great to get. C-Star S50. Yeah. Point it at Uranus. It will find Uranus for you. And as you just said, Steve, you can actually image the 2 biggest moons, which I think are Oberon and Titania. I think I'm right there.
Yes, the moons are all named after... it was actually characters from Midsummer Night's Dream and Shakespearean characters, with one exception, and that is...
which is that one?
Oh,
Ariel, Oberon.
No, it's one from Alexander Pope's The Rape of the Lock.
He's so knowledgeable, this guy, you know.
I can't believe I've forgotten which moon it is.
Anyway, do have a look for Uranus. There's very, very few, a very small percentage of the world's population has ever seen it, because you need binoculars. You can just see it with the naked eye if it's a black night and you know exactly where to look. But with binoculars, it's easy to spot.
Yep.
But come and join that tiny fraction of the world's population that's ever seen it. And if you do see it, let us know here at Forest FM. We're on VW Radio at AWL.com, of course. Just let us know, yes, I've seen Uranus. We'll add you to the list.
Lovely. Yeah.
What about the other 2 planets then?
Oh, well, you've got the gas giants, which are Jupiter and Saturn, are both reasonably well placed this month, but losing Saturn is gradually getting further and further into the southwest. And to be honest, it's quite difficult to see the rings at the moment because they're edge on. This time next year, much easier.
Yeah.
This time 5 years' time, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. And as the rings open up over this period of the about 6 or 7 years between open and close, open and close, Saturn goes from being a pretty dim object, doesn't it, to being,
which it is now,
glorious, a very, very bright planet. But right now, it's not particularly bright. Easy to find, though.
Oh, yeah, because there's a very easy visible group of stars. They form a square, called the Square of Pegasus, again on the star chart, and it's just below that. It's the bright star below that. There is nothing brighter between the Square of Pegasus and the horizon.
And we should be looking where? The southwest in the early evening,
southwest
into
early
the west
evening,
as the night goes on.
That's right, yeah.
And that's all the way through December, more or less, isn't it? We're going to have Saturn for most of December, but by January I think we'll have seen the last of it.
Yep.
But then almost opposite to Saturn in the sky, so way over now in the east in the evening, mid-month, you cannot miss brilliant Jupiter.
It's extremely bright.
Yep.
It's the second brightest planet in the skies. And it's just below 2 very easily recognizable stars, which actually guide you to. Above it is Pollux, and then above that is Castor, which are the 2 brightest stars in the constellation of Gemini, the heavenly twins.
Yeah, and we should, while we're talking about Gemini, we should talk about the Geminids, shouldn't we?
We should indeed. Best meteor shower of the year, and lots of people never see it because it's midwinter and it's chilly.
I thought the Perseids was the best. Isn't it Perseids the best?
I don't think so.
Neither do I. I just thought I'd throw it in there as a rhetorical question.
No.
Why is it better? Why is the Geminids better?
Well, one, you've got much longer period of darkness than you have with the Perseids, so you're much more likely to see more of them. There are actually more of them.
Yep.
They're also brighter, they tend to be. They are actually not like most meteor showers. They're not from a comet, but from a broken up asteroid.
Yep.
And I just think they're absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
And this year, the moon will be out of the way, as you already said. You know, we've got new moon on the 20th, so it's a week away. So in the late evening, on the night from the 13th to the 14th, have a look out if it's clear, because, boy, it is gorgeous.
Yeah. And those Geminids, I always think of them, they're slow-moving meteors.
Yeah.
They're not... The Perseids flash through the night sky, but the Geminids are really quite slow, which means you see one out the corner of your eye, you can look up and see the meteor flash across there.
If you do have binoculars or something, look at where it's just been, because sometimes you can see like a little dust trail that is left, a little smoke trail, and... you can watch that appear. The thing not to do, we say the radiant, the bit from they see it appear to come from, is in Gemini. Don't look there, because anything you see there will be coming straight towards you. So, best place I think to look is high in the sky. Get a recliner, sleeping bag.
Wrap up well.
Look upwards, because that's where the atmosphere is usually the clearest, and just enjoy it, and tell your friends not to wake you up if you start snoring.
That's it. What I like to take as well, I like to take a stick, a bamboo cane perhaps. So when I see a meteor flash across the sky, I hold that cane up to the sky across the track of where it just went, and I can say, it started here and it finished there, and it was red, or it was yellow, or it was beautiful white, and I make a note of that.
You do. You're very good at making notes.
I do like making
You've got
notes.
years worth of
That's
notes.
part of my hobby. I love to scribble it down with ink, with a proper pen as well.
When Mark says scribble, it's sort of like calligraphed with a proper fountain pen.
I do love it. Anyway, so Jupiter will be with us all through the winter, into the spring, before it disappears in the summer twilight of June. And while you're at it, of course, do have a look at Jupiter with your binoculars or a small telescope, because you'll be able to see those famous 4 Galilean moons. Do you know when they were discovered exactly?
1610, I think. I can't remember the date.
If you look at the notes in front of you that I made,
7th of January, 1610.
7th of January, 1610. That's when Galileo used his telescope for the first time to point them at Jupiter, and lo and behold, he found these 4 little stars orbiting around the planet, and that was the first time that something had been seen rotating around other than our sun, right? Yeah,
and it gave him the idea, well, actually, if something can go around anything other than the Earth, actually, that's what they thought at the time. If going around the Earth, if something, then the Earth is not the only centre of rotation. Therefore, it's possible there could be others. For example, the Sun.
Yeah, and that caused all sorts of problems for Mr. Galileo, who ended up actually under house arrest for his beliefs at that time. But, that's one of those things that's a long time ago. One star that you probably will not see in the night sky in December is...
the Star of Bethlehem.
We thought as it's Christmas, we thought we'd talk a little about the Star of Bethlehem, because although you're probably not likely to see it in the December skies, you probably will receive it on, or see it on, the nativity scenes on many of the Christmas cards that you'll start to receive. But not... You don't think you'll see it in the sky.
No.
What could it have been? Did it exactly exist?
Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
There are loads of theories that it could have been a comet, or it could have been a supernova, which is when a star blows up and becomes very bright. It could be a couple of planets very close together in the sky. It could have been planets passing near stars. There's all manner of things it could have been. But of course we don't know, because the first thing we don't know is the date it was meant to have occurred.
So it didn't, there was no, you reckon, Steve, there was no Star of Bethlehem on the 25th of December 0?
No. And there was no 0 for a start.
So what happened then? Did it go BC 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Then what?
And then it goes back to -1 or 1 BC. And they didn't even use that dating in those times anyway.
Right.
I mean, one of the things we do know is that Herod the Great, the one in the Bible with the massacre of the innocents and all that, died in the year 4 BCE, according to our modern dating.
Yeah.
So if Jesus was born before Herod died, it has to have been before 4 BCE. I mean, most Bible scholars think that it's probably somewhere between 8 and 4.
Yeah. But there's only one, we talk about the Bible, but in the Christian Bible, there's only one mention of it in Matthew, right? That's chapter 2, verses 1 to 12.
Yep.
According to Matthew, it says, "Wise men from the east, the Magi, saw a star signifying the birth of the King of the Jews and followed it to Bethlehem." And the star is described as appearing in the east, leading the Magi westward, which is a bit strange.
Odd,
if
but
it's in the
yeah.
east and you follow it, maybe you.
Well, it did say,
you,
it did say at its rising, I think, is the direct translation in the Bible. Yeah.
And then finally standing over the place where Jesus was born. But, of course, no other canonical gospel even mentions the star. Luke talks about the shepherds, doesn't he?
Yep, he does.
But no mention that the shepherds are out watching their flocks, but no star.
Hmm.
An angel comes down, but there's no record of any star. So that's already a bit puzzling.
Yeah.
And so, really, as you said, Steve, we've got to figure out when actually would this birth have taken place. And as you said, one possible date would be the 4th... 4 BCE. We say BCE now, don't we?
Before the Common Era.
Before the Common Era. So that's when Herod, who was a historical figure, right? He
yes,
really
indeed.
existed. So he definitely died in 4 BCE, which means Jesus must have been born before that.
Indeed.
Right. Other possible date? What about the census of Quirinius? What's that?
Or Cyrenus, as they say, sometimes known in some English translations. That was from 6 to 5 BC, and that's the one that's mentioned in Luke,
right?
When Mary and Joseph were having to go to
census.
Bethlehem, Nazareth. I can't remember where it was. In order for the census, so that's a possibility.
So that's 6 to 5. And then there are various other dates between 2, 3 and 2 BCE that are possible, some of which coincide with prominent astronomical alignments.
Yeah.
But then they conflict with Matthew and Luke. So it's all very difficult, really, isn't
indeed.
it? And throughout history, astronomers and historians have proposed various explanations for the Star of Bethlehem. So, as you said, Steve, it could be conjunctions and supernova. So let's just quickly look at planetary conjunctions. What's a planetary conjunction?
It's literally when two planets appear very, very close to each other in the sky.
So
strictly, it's when they have the same what's called the same right ascension. But let's not bother about that.
Yeah, they're close.
They're close.
Yeah. So one occurred between Jupiter and Saturn 3 times in the year 7 BCE.
Yeah.
Right, and those. So Jupiter and Saturn passed each other 3 times, once in May, once in October, once in December, in the constellation of Pisces. Now, astronomers like the Magi thought that Jupiter was the king planet, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Was it so bright?
Yep.
And Saturn was apparently the protector of the Jews, and Pisces as the sign of an end of an age. So that seems to fit in a little bit with interpretation of a royal birth in Judea somehow, doesn't it?
Yep.
And did you know? I didn't know that Kepler proposed that in 1606 as one possible solution of the Star of Bethlehem. But my favourite, honestly, is this Jupiter-Venus conjunction.
That would have been bright and very obvious. Yeah.
That was on the 17th of June, 2 BCE. Now, if you use your planetarium software on your computer and dial back to that date, you'll see that Jupiter and Venus, the 2 brightest planets in the sky, merged into one brilliant light. They were so close you couldn't separate them with the naked eye. So imagine how bright that must have been. That must have been something special, right?
Incredible, yes. Also that year, though, from 3 to 2 BCE, there was also another triple conjunction, which was Jupiter, the king of the planets, and it was with Regulus, the brightest star in Leo, the lion, and the lion, of course, was the symbol of Judea.
Yeah.
So that was another triple conjunction. So, where do we go with these things? We there's so many options, we just don't know.
Another possible explanation is a comet or a new star, but, if those would have been recorded around the world, wouldn't they?
Must have been.
Yeah. So, and there's no real record. There's a comet that appears in 4 BCE, visible for 70 days, but it really wouldn't. A comet, unless it was ultra super bright, would not have been regarded as a mystical object, would it?
No. And I see the other mysterious thing in the Bible is that Herod has to ask the Magi, the 3 wise men, although it doesn't say there were 3 of them, to show his astronomers where this star is.
Yeah.
And if it was bright,
they would have seen it, wouldn't
they would have seen it. So,
what about a supernova then? Could it have been a supernova?
Well, there isn't a supernova remnant, so that makes that rather difficult.
Yeah.
Supernovas leave their signature in the sky.
Yeah. And we would have again had records from China or from the Aztecs or
Indeed.
from whoever around that period if there'd been a globally visible supernova. So we have to discount that as a possible theory. So what about then the Star of Bethlehem as just an astrological interpretation? Because that could be something, couldn't it?
That could be something. It could have been. I'm certainly not qualified to speak about astrology. I know nothing about it.
We don't know anything about astrology. But, for instance, on the 17th of April, 6 BCE, Jupiter rose in Aries, which is a sign associated with Judea, while the moon occulted or blocked out Jupiter, a rare event. And maybe that was interpreted as the birth of a great king in Judea. Again, we will never understand astrology because it's mystical and not based on any facts at all. We don't know.
We don't know. It's the short answer.
So
find a star that you like the look of round about Christmas time, and that could be your star, the one that you can sort of just appreciate.
Indeed.
Some very good stories.
And don't, of course, it's not unique, is it? You know, there are many other stars associated with the birth of important people, like Augustus Caesar, for instance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was we have a tradition on this planet where religiously important people or politically important people have their births associated with supernatural events, and so from Osiris was virgin birth, and right up to Kim Jong-il is supposed to have had a miraculous birth
with flashing lights in the sky, and comets visible and so on.
Yeah, so it's a human tradition to attribute these things.
Yeah. And all across the Near Eastern and Greco-Roman mythology, you'll find astral omens marking turning points in history.
Indeed.
So, yeah. Anyway, it still remains as one of antiquity's, I think, most captivating enigmas, isn't it? Straddling the boundaries. You've got their history, you've got astronomy, you've got theology, all mixed together. And no single natural event can fully match what Matthew saw. So we just have to say, as Patrick Moore would say,
we just don't know.
Anyway, the stars and planets and constellations that we've mentioned today can be seen on our monthly star chart, which you'll find on our Forest FM fanbook page, as well as online at Fordingbridge Astronomers and Wessex Astronomical Society. The only star we will not have on that star chart, of course, is the Star of Bethlehem.
Yeah.
We won't put it on there. And you'll be able to see the stars, I think, from around about the 15th of November, about 10 o'clock on that map when we post that.
Indeed. And one thing we can say, though, without doubt, is about who was born on the 25th of December, was somebody who did
he change his civilization?
I think he did.
Right.
I think he changed our perception of ourselves and our place in the cosmos, and that was Isaac Newton.
Sir Isaac Newton.
And so, I think this was a man of reason. So we could say, sort of reason's greetings, everybody. But seriously, think about that. And with a little bit more reason, maybe we will actually get peace on earth and goodwill to all men, which is something I think we'd all love.
We would. Anyway, so if you're interested in finding out more about astronomy, do contact your local astronomy club. We say this every month, but it's really important. People really come together in these clubs. Fordingbridge Astronomers meets every third Wednesday in the month. We won't be meeting this December because we have a Christmas dinner, but normally the third Wednesday in the month at the Elm Tree in Hightown, Ringwood. Please come along and see us.
Yeah, we meet in the barn there, and we have a separate entrance to the barn if you prefer to use that.
Yeah, you don't have to come through the pub. There's a back door you can come in at.
And then the Wessex Astronomical Society meets at the Allendale Centre in Wimborne on the first Tuesday of every month.
Yep. Great place to go. Interesting speakers every month. Then the third one is Cranbourne Chase Astronomy Club. They meet on the second Wednesday of the month at the Grosvenor Hotel in the centre of Shaftesbury. Great people up there, a very friendly club. Go along and see them.
Indeed.
And all three of those clubs welcome new members with open arms. You don't need any expensive gear. You just need a pair of eyes or even one and a thirst for knowledge, and you'll be flooded with information. People would just love to be with you and love to tell you about their passion for the stars.
And the other thing that all three clubs do round about this time of year is attempt to arrange stargazing evenings for the public. And the other place that you can get stargazing evening information from is we are next to an international dark sky reserve.
We are indeed.
So if you go to Cranbourne Chase website, cranbournechase.org.uk, you can get information about the stargazing events that are organised there.
Yep, of which there are several between now and springtime. We normally do these things through the winter when it's long, dark nights, and lots of fun. So, whatever your beliefs and convictions, we would like to wish you a peaceful and joyful Christmas with your friends and family. Mm-hmm. And we look forward to seeing you again in the new year, 2026. My goodness, Steve, time's rushing away.
It is indeed.
So, until then, it's goodbye from me, Mark Hardacre.
And from me, Steve Tonkin. And as usual, clear skies.